Welcome to Womanhood episode 4, MS and Sex. Sexual dysfunction affects up to 3/4 of women with MS, but sexual satisfaction can massively impact women's quality of life.
Has MS impacted your sex life? If so, how? Go on, give me an answer in a minute each.
I have a numb vagina.
Me too.
It's been a long, just right. This is something I've noticed like a lot more recently. Just my fatigue. Like I'm just like performance wise, I'm just like I can't do what I used to do. Like just kind of like I'm like, oh God, I gotta move. Like, but also I don't want my partner to be like, oh, she's shit in bed. Like it's like I'm not shit in bed. I'm just really fucking tired. So yeah, I'd say that.
You've known me 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I would say those two are probably the main things. But the thing I did, the numbness down below, I haven't actually really. I've seen maybe, what is it, Aaron Boster? I've seen him talk about it, and his recommendations were very sort of to the point, and I liked that. And I was like, well, one step ahead of you because I've already got that situation on the go. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I've not seen it really discussed and talked about, and also that I know someone who is younger than me, and I'm sure she won't mind me saying, I'm not going to name her, but she kind of voiced to her neurologist or whoever she was speaking to about the numbness, and they were just kind of like, get on with it sort of thing. But she was like, but I know males that have been prescribed like pills for sexual dysfunction and stuff, and that I feel I've seen a lot about, like with men, but not actually with women. And it is this weird, uncomfortable topic. And actually, I said to my friend, like, you're young, like you deserve to, like what Rox said, you deserve to have pleasure. Like that is a big part of like our lives as like young women. Like we're allowed to enjoy sex, and it's almost like, well, but you're ill, so like well, I don't know, maybe you might have to give that up. It's like, no, I don't want to give it up.
So I went numb from the waist down, and I had a 6-month-old and a 2-year-old, just two, and that was hard in itself, but also my libido completely went, and it took a long time. I don't even know if all of the feeling has, you get used to it, so I don't know if it's fully returned. But what I found, and what took me and my husband quite a while, was honest and open communication, and for him to be like, this is my needs, me to be like, okay, well, this isn't going to work for me, this is my needs, so let's have a look, what else can we introduce, what else can we try? And actually we really needed that, because you just get stuck thinking, well, maybe I just don't orgasm anymore. But actually there's so much out there, not that you'll get advice from any sort of MS professional, but if you do your own research, there's a lot out there. It all
goes back to having to do it yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. But what I realised is, pleasure is out there. It might not be in the same form as it once was, but you can achieve it, and you can have a very intimate relationship. And really, it comes down to the communication. Me being like, this isn't working for me and I don't want to do this, or can we try this, or him saying something else. And that is massive game changer, is just being completely honest with it.
Just picking up on what you were saying, Kat, about the difference between how men's sexual dysfunction in MS is treated compared to women's. And it's just not seen as important at all for women. And because we can still technically, physically have sex, whether we can feel it or not, like it's not, it's like a non-issue.
I will say though, from doing some PPI, which is my favourite thing, they are doing things to help us now in NHS, specifically around MS and sex for women and men, but for women with good holistic and vibrators and all that stuff. They're kind of encompassing something that they can deliver to us, because they do understand that's an issue. Good. But it takes from having a big mouth like mine, just saying, look, I need an orgasm and I like orgasms. I've had hypersensitivity, I've had oversensitivity. So like everyone like in my sex life, like, you get really wet, and I'm like, really? And then like, like really. I realize it's MS. It's like you said, I don't feel the feeling necessarily, but the result, like regardless of the feeling or not. And that's a weird one to like figure out.
Yeah,
like,
I think that happens to me too, actually.
I'm really turned on.
Yeah,
but
mention it, I'm like, oh, that sounds familiar.
But yeah, and also I will say, as you all know, I talk about sex and MS a lot. It's impacted my sex life because I can't shut up about it now. Like I literally go into like different communities, sexual communities, kink communities, sex toy companies, And I speak to them direct, and I go, well, what do you do? Like, what do you have for disabled people? If I can't walk or I can't use my hands, what can I use to get off tonight? Like, because like whether you're with partners or singular, you still need pleasure, right? Yeah. And sometimes maybe you wouldn't do it by yourself. Maybe you want to get yourself started, Kat, you know, before they come in. Maybe that's what we want to do. So yeah, it's impacted my sex life like
I find
that.
it impacts me that like I'm not as flexible as I'd like to be. Whereas maybe I could do it before. Now my husband's like putting a leg there and a leg there, and I'm like, that hurts me. Maybe let's not do that like that. Or so I think that definitely impacts me. And I know for a lot of women, you can't climax or orgasm just manually. I don't know what the correct terminology is.
Clip play there.
Yeah, but oral, that's my go-to. Let's do that. So I'm not enjoying it as much as he is, but I need to enjoy myself first. Yeah. And then stretch maybe, and then we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like the communication thing I think is massive.
Yeah.
In my early 20s, right, I would have sex with people and not prioritise myself. I would let them fucking orgasm, and I would just either fake it or just kind of be like, oh, this ain't going to happen. Yeah. Whereas my approach to sex now is like, if we're doing this, I want to come. Yeah. So like, Firstly, I need my partner to be someone who I trust. So I would not be sleeping with someone that I didn't feel comfortable with, and that I would be able to voice what I need. And also I'm like, right, so we're going to get the vibrator out the drawer, else I'm not going to be able to orgasm. So, and if you're not okay with that, then bye, you're not going to orgasm either.
I love that. Like, it's about me too, and I'm going to tell you.
Like, as it, just in MS aside, as a woman, like, you know, I was having sex with all these people and just sort of like, well, I can make myself orgasm when like can't. There's someone, not someone here, and like I enjoy doing things. You know, I enjoy oral sex, like people going down on me or like touching me, but actually it's like a Rubik's cube down there. Like you need to like have the special combination, and actually we probably, you know, over time if you're with a long time partner, yeah, sure, but actually if it's new or like I don't know, it's like
sometimes it's just the partner. That's crap. It's not you.
Well,
it's them. They know what they're doing.
I feel like with MS though, I've got a husband, so that's not my issue. But to try and figure out things with a different person, it will take too long, and I'm bored of that. I don't want to do that.
That's why you just
I'm fatigued now. I'm tired. Yeah, I don't want to do it. So I'm grateful that I don't have to, because I couldn't imagine spending so much energy trying to figure out what's going to work. You're trying to do too many things that now I'm super fatigued and I can't do it. And now I feel like a granny because I can't do what you want to do. And it's just complicated. Just, you know, get a life partner.
So if you feel MS has impacted your sex life, do you feel confident seeking support from the healthcare professionals? And does it matter to you if they're a man or a woman? For me, no. I don't really care.
It doesn't matter
how old you are and what your sex, gender, whatever you identify is. And like I said before, I like to make them feel awkward anyways. How are the rest of you?
I don't think it matters. Like, I think having MS and having it kind of severely for so long, I don't get embarrassed by anything. Yeah. So I'm happy to speak about anything. And if you need me to, I could drop my trousers right now because I've been in a hospital, I've, you know, been admitted, and people have seen things that I didn't think they would ever see. So I really don't care at this point.
Yeah. I've been like, do you ever go into those rooms and they go to you, I'm just going to leave while you... I go, do you know what? Like, I don't even care anymore. The more the merrier. Bring everyone in. Okay, so do you think men get more airtime with their sexual problems than we do? And do you think that has anything to do with there being more male versus female neurologists?
That's an interesting point. But I do think they get more airtime, only because I've actually seen as the subject of sex with men, and I've never seen it with women. So I would assume that they do get more airtime. Do you think that's a
wider NHS thing though? Because we see those like, can you get an erection? Take this tablet vibes.
It's a societal thing, definitely.
Yeah.
Like it just stems from like women. It's never really been a priority for women to be able to expect pleasure.
Yeah, women's pleasure's never been that important.
It's always been priority's always been men.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently our pleasure is just a penis going in and out of our vaginas repeatedly. Like that's meant to be like, that's it. You know, we've got ours. Like no, a bit more complex than that. But they don't seem to really grasp that sometimes, I don't think.
I don't think it's because most neurologists are men. I think it's just they're not taught that.
I think it's wider society.
Supposed to be important for women.
Like, we just have to get on with it, whatever it may be.
Has MS undermined your sense of self or made you conscious of the way other people look at you sexually?
I feel like I've got quite a bit to say. Have you guys, you've all got partners, haven't you? So I'm like technically single. So I've been like dating for like, oh my God, it's the worst. Like, and like, I don't know, for a long time, I was so like scared, firstly, to tell people about my MS, but don't know how to like bring up the topic. Like, but actually now I kind of go in with it pretty early on, and like, I don't know, like I've been through so much therapy about this, like seeing myself as less and less worthy, and like, you know, like, but actually my therapist was like, it's because you are not owning yourself. Like, and it was like, I was not like confident in who I was as a person, and therefore I would be a bit like shrinking myself and being a bit like, oh, well, they're not going to be, you know, I kind of can make myself look pretty, but actually long term, no one's going to want me. Like, fucking hell, can't get over yourself. Like, of course they are, because you're fucking amazing. Like, you're nice, you're funny, you're kind, like you have all these qualities. Yeah, you're ill, but actually that's not your fault. And my MS is part of me. I don't need to be ashamed of that. I'm still completely valid and worthy, and like pretty and like sexual, and I have all these parts of me, and my MS is just one of them. And actually I was letting my MS like be the front of it, but actually that like it's all me, and it's all worthy and valid, and yeah I can be sexy as fuck sometimes. Sometimes when I'm not really fatigued and just lying there like a potato. But yeah.
What would be your advice to empower more women to feel comfortable discussing sex, considering all the things we've just said?
Just fucking love yourself, and like go with the I'm the main character thing.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's like changed. Like, I always think that in my head, and my thing was that I would always like be like, oh, why am I like, you know, like, why is my stuff important? Because it is, of course it is. And actually you're allowed to back yourself.
Yeah,
like
I like
that.
the main character thing, especially since I've started using mobility aids. And at first I was like, oh God, everyone's looking at me and I feel really awkward. And that changed my perception of myself and how attractive I feel. But then I was like, well, if everyone's looking at me anyway, I might as well just tell myself it's because I'm the main character.
Yeah, too right. I think as well, like, for women to know that what they've got to say is valid and it matters and it's an issue to them. So it's an issue. It doesn't matter. It's not. They shouldn't feel that the size of their problem is smaller because it's about sex, or it's because they're a woman or from a certain demographic. Thank you. What they've got to say, no matter who they are, if it's affecting them, is an important thing to say. And the more that we feel confident and empowered to say the thing that is mattering to us, it's going to hopefully start to change the picture.
And it'll leak out other women. I'll see other women speaking up and go, oh, I can speak up about that too, because they're doing it.
But I feel like a woman needs to be confident to figure out how it is that she wants to be pleasured and how she's able to get off.
It's sexy.
She needs to, because if you don't know, then how are you going to tell your partner? How are you going to communicate that? So that's the advice that I would give. Try and figure that out for yourself.
So conversations with other women with MS as well. And you can like see what's working for them. Yeah. Be open about it.
Conversations with yourself too, though. Be open with yourself and honest about what you want, and that be no holds barred. Whether that's your kinks, your fetishes, whether you want to put latex on together, whether your vibrator's there, whether it's 2, 3, 4, or 5 people you want to be with. If you can be honest with yourself, then you can start other conversations.
MS and sex recap. Your sex life may need to adapt around your MS, but this doesn't mean you can't enjoy having sex. Open communication and expressing your needs is essential. MS is just one part of you. Love yourself and see yourself as your own main character. All of your concerns are valid. If something is affecting you, speak up